Last night, the long-awaited boxing match between YouTuber turned boxer Jake Paul and the legendary boxer Iron Mike Tyson happened. The rescheduled heavyweight bout would see the hated problem child defeat the 58-year-old legendary boxer by unanimous decision. While boxing fans were divided on the idea of Tyson fighting Paul, who is half his age, the Robertson was not blinded by the spectacle. And if you are smart, you would realize that the real story here is Netflix. If Netflix is going into live sports, what does that mean in terms of finance for the business of sport? Well, you have to follow the money behind the spectacle to see who's really getting paid. The streaming giant Netflix, which is worth $325 billion, signaled its intention to jump into the business of live sports. Over the years, Netflix has changed the landscape of entertainment. So, in 2023, many eyebrows were raised when the company held a live sports event covering golf and Formula One racing. Normally, Netflix would develop documentaries based on sports and the stories of athletes. However, with a war chest of billions of dollars and the hunger to keep its users on the platform, it was only a matter of time before the Big Red End would cast its eye on the world of live sports broadcasting, which is worth millions of dollars and is forecasted to be worth much more in the future. Netflix would capture the rights to broadcast a WWE in a deal worth $5 billion US.
I want to talk about this $5 billion Netflix deal. That's insane. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
What can we expect? I mean, how did that even come about? That's insane. It's monumental, just even for like television programming in general, for Netflix having a live event.
This to me is one of those paradigm shifting moments, like where the whole world changes, because Netflix was saying not going to get into live sports, not going to get into live sports, not going to get into live sports. Then I know Nick and I got a call from Ari and everyone saying Netflix is interested. We got to get over the hurdle of the live sport thing, but they're interested.
The pro wrestling juggernaut, which was acquired in a merger along with the UFC by TKO in a massive deal worth $21.4 billion US. For years, one could only think about what would happen if Netflix captured the rights to the English Premier League and the NBA and the other leagues. The company would dive into the world of combat sports with Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, a mega event which would also see Katie Taylor and an Amanda Serrano rematch as a co-main bout. However, viewers all over the world tuned in to watch the event. Then issues started to emerge, issues of the technical streaming variety.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Annoyed viewers expressed their displeasure and disappointment with the poor quality of the stream. I suspect Netflix will eventually get its ducks in a row and solve this issue if the intent is to capture rights to other valuable sporting events. More to this point, the streaming giant would have gotten data on how many people tuned in to watch the event, and if Netflix wants the NFL games at Christmas to go well, the company has to do a better job.
Yeah, as I said, yeah, of course.
a lot.
But they need to work that out if they're gonna have the NFL, the NBA. You know what I mean? They're trying to do major
WWE.
Live events, yeah.
WWE, all that shit. They need to work that
They
out.
smoked that with coming off the fight, announcing or showing a commercial for their NFL games. They smoked that.
Yeah.
And then later I learned about the Beyonce performance.
They got good games for Christmas. They're trying to attack the NBA. The NBA always had a Christmas game.
Yeah.
So now that the NFL has Christmas games, which they had them last year, but now Netflix has it, and they got Pittsburgh and Kansas City as the 1 o'clock, and Baltimore and Houston with Beyonce doing a halftime show.
As it reportedly paid about $150 million US for the rights to broadcast the NFL Christmas games, and it looks like Netflix has already made an income from ad placements on the games. Years ago, the movie business staggered while Netflix changed everything. Now, will it appear that the next world to disrupt is live sports? So how will ESPN, DAZN, and others respond to this? No offense to boxing purists and fans of the sweet science, but it is possible that Netflix will not stop. With this one event, the company will want more. I will venture to make a prediction that Netflix will eventually buy the viewing rights to the UFC. So while we can debate about the alleged leaked script for Paul vs. Tyson, argue about if Jake Paul carried Mike Tyson, or argue about how bad the fight looked, always keep your eye on the money, on the business of sports, because if you follow the money, you can spot the opportunity. Where there's live sports, there's sports betting, and where there's sports betting, there is money to be made, not just from advertising and subscriptions, but for a large platform like Netflix, live sports could just be the solution to its problems. If the streaming giant can capture the rights to more live events.